Hey, welcome to our group's presentation, where we'll dive into this fascinating and upcoming technology known as Google Flutter. If you aren't already familiar with it, Flutter is Google's open source UI software development kit, or SDK, for creating applications from a single codebase. This single codebase approach allows for the development of both Android and iOS apps without needing to port the app from one to the other manually. These apps are written using Google's programming language known as Dart, and they can be built using several operating systems, including Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and even Chrome OS. Today, we're going to take a closer look at Flutter's underlying architecture, its current uses, as well as future developments. Without further ado, let's dive into the world of Flutter.
Let's go over the basics of Flutter's architecture and framework. The Flutter framework was written primarily in Dart, similar to many of the applications made with Flutter. The foundational classes contain animation, painting, and gestures, which can be used as building block services for your applications. The rendering and widget layers deal with the layout of objects within your application. The widget layer also allows you to define combinations of classes that you can reuse. The final components of the framework are the material and Cupertino libraries, which are libraries that are included in iOS and Android software development toolkits. Next, there is the engine. The engine is mainly written in C++. It is responsible for generating and switching frames within the applications. It includes Flutter's core API, graphics through Google Skia, text layout, file and network I/O, accessibility support, plugin architecture, and a Dart runtime toolchain. Another component Flutter has is the embedder, which varies based on a platform, such as Windows, Mac, Android, iOS. Next, let's explore how Flutter gets used today.
As for the current uses of Flutter, there are two big examples. BMW has developed their My BMW app using Flutter. This app allows users to check on their car remotely. You can check things like, did I leave my car doors open? What's my current mileage? It also allows some cars to do remote functions like remote start or remote climate control. Another example is Nubank. An independent bank switched to Flutter to cut costs on their app development. They were using multiple softwares before that had to interlink, and switching just to one software allowed them to lower the bar for new coders and allowed them to worry about finding better coders instead of just specialized coders. Some other notable uses of Flutter include Square, which integrated Flutter into its payment system, so any Square hardware can integrate seamlessly with Flutter software app architecture, and Tencent, which has made a bunch of apps completely through Flutter, a bunch of educational apps, great stuff.
In an effort to give the users of Flutter the tools and capabilities that they need to develop their products, as alongside solidifying Flutter as the modern choice for mobile web development, Google has been investing heavily within Flutter's own development since the very start. And just as of March 2021, released Flutter 2.0. Now, this created a plethora of valuable changes for Flutter, which included web development now as a target source for the same code that you'd be using for your mobile development, which is a very big deciding factor for many people in order to choose Flutter. They also added easy integration for the Google Mobile Ads SDK, allowing developers to easily make profits off of ads from Flutter's own toolset. This also included other valuable changes such as autocomplete core, which allowed for an easy implementation of autocomplete. Now, as of right now, we're in a stable release of within the 2.5, which included strong performance updates, an update to Dart, the actual programming language for Flutter, and other valuable changes such as better banner capabilities and updates to the camera plugin for Android.
This open source SDK created by Google in 2017 is a very exciting step for the future of app development. The ability to develop apps across multiple operating systems without needing to manually port these apps between them is a huge convenience that will hopefully become the standard in the future. And of course, Flutter apps can be written in many of the modern popular IDEs, such as Visual Studio and IntelliJ. The UI of Flutter, built around various widgets within building blocks for animation, painting, and gestures, are there to assist a user with as many tools as possible to promote the development of new and innovative applications. It also includes many libraries contained within Android and iOS toolkits. Some top apps made with Flutter framework include Google Ads, Classroomy, Reflectly, and Postmuse. With Flutter's ability to deploy apps to Android, iOS, macOS, Linux, and the web, it is no wonder that this SDK's popularity continues to grow into the mainstream, especially after the release and continued development of Flutter 2.0 this year. Flutter has also been picked up by large corporations such as BMW to create their BMW app and for numerous apps made by Tencent. Thank you for listening to our presentation on Google Flutter and have a great day.